back to my channel. I wanted to do something a little bit different this year. I have been getting a lot of requests on my Instagram page to do some sort of tutorial on hand lettering, and to be honest, I still feel like I'm a pretty amateur hand letterer, but I would be happy to help any of you that are on this journey. So the very first thing that you would probably need is some sort of hand lettering tool. You don't have to spend a lot of money on this. I am using, just to show you an example, if you are a sub to like Simply Gilded, there are these dot grid. I feel like these are really good for when you're first starting off because it kind of shows you how big or how small and how to make the letters. We are going to be just hand lettering a couple letters every single time I post a video, and hopefully we'll have a whole collection done by the time we are through with this. I'm not really sure how it's gonna go, so I'm gonna just teach you a couple of the basics today, and hopefully it's something that you can practice. I will say with hand lettering that, as with anything else, it takes practice. If you are expecting to pick it up on your first go, it's probably not going to happen. It does take consistent practice. Even when I don't hand letter for a long time, it makes a really big difference. Hand lettering on the iPad versus hand lettering with like pen and paper and like a marker is completely different. So those are all different things to consider. I have 3 options that I feel like you will have one of these at home today, and I'm going to do a little bit using all of them. The first one, which you may not have this if you are lettering for the first time, is a Tombow Feud marker. I have that linked in my Amazon shop, so if you want to check that out, this is the hard tip. I really like, let me make sure. Oh no, this is a soft tip actually, but you can use a hard or a soft tip. The soft tip is a little bit more difficult to work with, in my opinion, because you don't have as much control. Here's another one. I have the Tombow. This is a dual marker. One side has this brush pen, which is the side that we'll be using, and then the other side has this little marker tip, which we will not be using today. The other thing, if you really don't have it, are these Crayola super tips. These are super cheap, very inexpensive, very easy to find at your local Target or Amazon, and I don't know, you probably have some of these lying around. So today we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start with the letter A. So something that you want to notice, and I'm sitting here on my floor, so hopefully this turns out okay. I've never done a tutorial while I'm writing while filming, so if I am out of shot, I apologize. So what you want to do is make sure that you're holding things at a slant. So if you are one of those, my sister does this, she writes like this, it's probably not going to work well for hand lettering. You do have to be on your side. I recommend just being able to move, even practicing moving your hand up and down like this. It's going to create like the best stroke, in my opinion. Okay, so one of the things that you might want to start off with, and I might be a little rusty at this, is that you put a slant, and I'm going to just take up these 3 lines right here and try going at a slant. The golden rule with hand lettering, no matter what style you do, and later I'm going to teach you the basic rules, and then it turns into something where you can create your own style. But if you are hand lettering for the very first time, the golden rule is that downstrokes are heavy, upstrokes are light. So as you write your letters, you can go up and down, and you practice going light up and then dark, heavy down. See that? And you can go slow. Okay. So that's something that you want to practice. You want to make sure that your downstrokes are really heavy, and then your light strokes are, your upstrokes are really light and thin like this. Now, when you watch people do this on Instagram, you're likely thinking that, oh wow, they go so quickly. No, it's probably sped up, to be honest, because nobody hand letters that fast. I am pretty fast, but also if I want it to look good, I'm going slow. So just release pressure, you know, like this. So I feel like these are your two easiest options. I'm just gonna be honest with you. This Tombow, because it has such a flexible tip, it doesn't make for the best hand lettering in the beginning. And also because the tip is so broad, you can't hand letter small things. So I'm gonna have to take up more space for this. You see this? So once you have this down, you're probably going to get into a rhythm of being able to go up and down and hand letter things a little bit better. So I don't know if that pink is picking up on camera. I think it is. Okay, so today we'll start off with the letter A. I'll use this black marker. Let me see if I have the thin one handy actually. And one of the things here, let me try this one. This one feels like it's running out of ink a little bit. So this is a hard tip. I don't know if you can tell the difference between the two. One is like a more matte black color and one is more of like a blue cap color. I think it turns up same on screen, but basically when you are checking out on Amazon, you want to try to go for the hard tip. I think this is easier, especially if you're not doing big hand lettered pieces and you're just writing in your planner. This is the easiest. So I'll start off here by hand lettering A. So I'm gonna have a thick downstroke, thin upstroke, and down. So again, see how I'm just like flicking almost. Now in cursive, they tell you don't ever let go, don't ever pick up your pencil. That's what my teachers would always tell me. In hand lettering, toss that out the window. You can pick up your pencil, and in fact, sometimes you really need to. So you can keep practicing a couple more and flick up like this. So those are different techniques you can do. Now I never hand letter this small, so I'm gonna go a little bit bigger. And as you go, you'll see even with me, my A's get a little bit better as I practice a little more. So that's with the Tombow, but you can do the same with the Crayola Super Tip. These are super fun and also just as effective. So here's the letter A. If you want to stop up here and pick up and go, you can guide the direction of that next swoop, you know? So there's A that you can do. The last one that I feel like is the hardest to do if you're trying to have minimal space, but it does create, I feel like, the prettiest results because your thick strokes are really, really thick downstrokes. Here's A. Okay, and so we have that letter A. So this is the letter A practice. Now, if you want to practice connecting all the letters together, I'll show you how to do that. We're just gonna put A's connected all the way across. So let me go ahead and do that with, let's see. It's hard for me to tell under this light. I think it's this one that I'm going for. Let's see. So what you're gonna do is you're going to connect the letter and you're gonna watch this, okay. So you do your A. And then you kind of take a look at where you want the next A to start. Do you want it super close together? Do you want it a little bit apart? As long as that part of the A is touching, do you want it up here, down here, right next to each other? Those are things that you think about. This is why you have to lift your hand up. So here's another one. See how this one comes down a little bit? So if I wanted, you know, something like this, I wanted a longer A like this. So you can really play around with what kinds of A's you want. And take your time to go nice and slow. This is probably, it's harder for me to teach because I don't follow like the actual rules of like hand lettering anymore, just because I've been doing this for a while. But again, this is probably close to what my handwriting would look like. And then you can use it to connect to other letters. If you are done with the squiggles, another thing you can practice is actually doing L's and connecting those. I feel like that's a really good exercise as well. You have a thin upstroke and then you do again. This angle is not the best for me right now that I'm sitting at, but that's an example of doing the L's that you can practice a bunch of those. So here's in the Crayola super tip. And again, this is something you probably already have at home. Okay, and then again in the tombow. Keep in mind that if you have an itty bitty planner and you're trying to use this to, you know, hand letter in your planner pages, in a pocket rings, you've taken up the whole page right there. This is why I can't use the tombow for anything inside my planner, but it's really fun to practice. And again, hand lettering doesn't have to just be used in your planners. So there's that. I'll teach you how to write a word. You can do always. So here's always. Okay, so notice that, you know, you're gonna find your own way where the spacing belongs, and that's part of finding your own pattern. That's one way to do it, but if you know, there's different ways. Like if I wanted to make it really skinny with no loop on the L, I can always do this. And see how I'm picking up my hand. So it's different styles, but again, this is the basics of hand lettering. You want thick downstrokes and thin upstrokes going up like this. Okay, if you enjoyed this content and you'd like me to do a couple more letters next time, let me know down in the comments below. My dogs are on a roll today. But let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you would like to see more of this type of content, and I'd be happy to create some more. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I will catch you next time. Bye.